I think, therefore I am. Cogito, ergo sum. Divide each difficulty into as many parts as is feasible and necessary to resolve it. I am certain that I am a thinking thing, but do I not therefore likewise know what is required to make me certain of something? The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. In order to improve the mind, we ought less to learn than to contemplate. The greatest minds are capable of the greatest vices as well as of the greatest virtues. Perfect numbers like perfect men are very rare. It is not enough to have a good mind, the main thing is to use it well. The senses deceive from time to time, and it is prudent never to trust wholly those who have deceived us, even once. I am accustomed to sleep, and in my dreams, to imagine the same things that lunatics imagine when awake. The mind is the only thing that can cause pain and pleasure. We do not describe the world we see the world we can describe. I have always thought that the two questions respecting God and the soul were the chief of those that ought to be determined by help of philosophy rather than of theology. It is only prudent never to place complete confidence in that by which we have even once been deceived. To know what people really think, pay regard to what they do, rather than what they say. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. It is not enough to have a good mind, the main thing is to use it well. I would rather be a brain in a vat than a body in a grave. It is not enough to have a good mind, the main thing is to use it well. All things are ready, if our minds be so. The first precept was never to accept a thing as true, until I knew it as such without a single doubt. Common sense is the most widely shared commodity in the world, for every man is convinced that he is well supplied with it. The power of judging aright and of distinguishing truth from error, which is properly what is called good sense or reason, is by nature equal in all men. If you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. Traveling is almost like talking with men of other centuries. The senses are the windows of the mind. If you would be a real seeker after truth, you must at least once in your life doubt, as far as possible, all things. I am a thinking thing, that is, a being who doubts, affirms, denies, knows a few objects, and is ignorant of many. It is only with the heart that one can see rightly what is essential is invisible to the eye. I have often met with happiness after some imprudent step, which ought to have brought ruin upon me, and although passing a vote of censure upon myself, yet I would thank God for His mercy. The only thing that is certain is that nothing is certain. Each problem that I solved became a rule which served afterwards to solve other problems. The reading of all good books is like a conversation with the finest minds of past centuries. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. I am not accustomed to saying anything with certainty, after only one or two observations. The reason why math has been able to move forward so quickly is that we are not held back by the deficiencies of the human body. A state is better governed which has few laws, and those laws strictly observed. It is impossible to conceive anything but a thinking thing, and a thinking thing cannot exist without being a substance. The only thing that I know is that I know nothing.